Hey folks, how's it going? Dr. Spin. I got another showdown post for you guys by a couple of artists that you may or may not have heard of, but that you should definitely check out. Both fantastic albums, but only one can make it to my top 20 for 2024, so let's find out who goes around this time around. On this side, we've got Leprous's Melodies of Atonement versus Joanna Wang's Hotel La Route. This is Leprous' 8th album, and although I've kind of been a fan of Leprous in more recent times, I do know that they had their origins in sort of like extreme metal, progressive style music. And over the course of their career, they've moved away from that little bit more heavy sound, more in a progressive direction, and even more and more pop direction. And that's what you see them kind of playing with more on Melodies of Atonement. Of most of their albums that I've heard so far, this is kind of their most poppy and accessible one, but it also has a lot of the heaviest moments that Leprous has had in their music in quite a while. So the amount of access that you have, I think, is counterbalanced by the sort of more aggressive moments on the album. And as it has been with every experience I've had with Leprous, lead singer Arno Solberg never fails to impress me. He's super emotive, he's got a great melodic sense, he sings great hooks, and really sells this album across the board. I'm going to take that against Joanna Wang over here. Joanna Wang, very different style here. A hyper quirky album that's kind of got a loose concept, inspired by Kids in the Hall sketch. And this is a collection of sort of bizarre pop songs with disorienting harmonic structures, but that somehow are still held together by a melody. And then, of course, in between all of these pop songs, there's these little short interludes that are like progressive rock snippets. And if this was, of course, a progressive rock album, I would call foul on having these little ideas not really put together into one thing, but it's not that. Even though these moments really have those progressive rock elements of Moog synthesizers and bizarre time signatures. This album really kind of harkens back to Lather era Frank Zappa when he was writing songs like Let Me Take You to the Beach, that kind of infectious, quirky songwriting with a strong undercurrent of composition. So between these two, which am I going to go with? Well, very difficult because both these albums are really, really fantastic. And sometimes you come down to an album that just you connect with more over the course of the year. Now, I've really can't say anything bad about this Joanna Wang album. I love it. But there's been so many times this year that I've been listening to this album with my kids. My son loves this Leprous album, thinks it's really great, and that says something I think a lot about its accessibility. I also find its complex sides really attractive. So because it's been sort of connected with so many memories and it definitely summarizes a lot of ways my fall of 2024, I'm going to have to go with Melodies of Atonement. So agree or disagree, please sign up below. Then head over to my YouTube channel where you'll find more posts on independent artists and classic deep dive reviews on hidden gems.